you are a father, please watch this video.
Now there is a leadership crisis in the world today. Instance number one is the instance of children growing up without proper parenting or quality leadership. The statistics shows that 75% of inmates in prisons came out of a single parent home or a broken home. 75%. Children growing up without proper parenting or quality leadership. The second instance are girl children who are not thinking about marriage because of the lack of a proper father or husband picture. Because the husband to their mother and the father figure that they had growing up was a disaster. And I am talking about what I have experienced and seen. I've talked to young children, girl children, and they say, I'm not married, I'm not thinking of getting married. I don't have to get married. Marriage is not necessary. I can succeed without being married. Because they couldn't see the father or the husband produce leadership that should encourage them to think that marriage is worth it. Third instance are young men who have not received mentoring, discipleship, or fathering from their fathers. Young men who have not been discipled, have not been mentored, have not been fathered by their father. They haven't seen the father or the leader in their father. So there is something I'm calling a fatherhood failure cycle. So it transmits the same to the next generation. The kind of lack of fathering he didn't have and the badness of treatment he received, he pours it on his children. And then the children move to the next generation with that kind of example. Am I communicating at all? Some of these children who have experienced this lack of fathering, that nobody, the father is there, but it was as if, it was better the father wasn't there. I know of people who consider themselves orphans even though their father is alive. I know of people who conclude that they are orphans, but the father is alive. So if the father died, it doesn't make any difference. In their heart there is nothing died. Some of these children, especially in the places where cultism is very rife, they find a father figure in a cult figure, a capun, a head of cultism. They rallies them around, and he becomes their father, the head of a gang. And then disasters happen, and this failure continues to be perpetrated. What I'm saying tonight, that's why I said I'm about to say some serious things tonight, and I want us to take it very, very serious. So we have this fathering failure cycle continuing. The fourth instance here, wealthy, successful people who gave their children their wealth without their wisdom. They gave the children the wealth, but the children couldn't get the wisdom. The outcome is that they produce rich fools. They ended up producing rich fools without a solid future. Most of the very big men whose names we hear in society, very few of them will you hear the name of their children that they are meaningful? Very few. Am I communicating at all? In all fields. I know a rich man where we grew up. As their father died and left a lot of wealth, they squandered everything in a hurry. Children almost began to beg. It's a leadership crisis. It's a challenge of leadership. 70% of corporations don't last beyond the first generation. 70 full. Whether it is a financial institution or a business endeavor or an organization, 70. The meaning of that is the person who founded it, the vision died with him. This includes church ministries, where you have, there used to be a great move of God here, but it never lasted. It didn't outlast the founder. It's a leadership challenge and a leadership crisis.